Somebody just cleared a whole mess of energy. And so I thought we'd drop in and read it with a little portal report. There's been some toxic load of energy that's been hanging over the collective consciousness for a while. It's been hiding out, invisible, undetected, exhibiting quite a bit of control, very repressive force here. And I feel like somebody just blew its cover. Somebody pulled something out at the root. Somebody lifted something that doesn't just free them, it frees a whole lot of people. Let's see what this is, okay? Real interesting message to come in. Yes, there's something we're remembering here. There's something we are remembering that goes deep, 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 deep down into our archaic roots here. This is something that's being activated through DNA recall. It's something that's woven into the very fabric of our being here. Something that's being activated right now, something that is latent. I got something about genes coming in. And no, I'm not talking about that ad. No, I'm talking about something much different, a different kind of genetic coding. Something coming in around this. An activation, a memory, a recall, total recall. That energy coming in, it's really interesting. So I'm not sure what this is. But right as this download came in, I just felt this flood of energy. And right as I felt this flood of energy come in, the sky broke open and there was just this sudden torrential downpour. And it just cleared everything out, totally cleared out the atmosphere. So I do feel like there's some storm coming through here as well. There's something coming through here. It clears a lot out. It does it quickly. It does it efficiently. It's not a long, drawn out affair. Something about this. It frees a lot of people. Okay? I'm getting hints that there could be like a macrocosmic energy connected to this, but it's exhibiting itself as well within the microcosm of our own individual spheres of influence, our own experiences day to day, the reality tunnels that we each look through. Okay? Something that was hidden, something that was cloaked is being revealed. It's like that moment, you know? It's that moment when the whodunit is resolved. You know, it's got a bit of that like Nancy Drew mystery kind of energy around it. But somebody here is clever and somebody is able to see through disguises. Somebody here can lift the veils. Somebody here can pull back the curtain. They can discover the source of the true machinations, where they're coming from. Somebody can crack the code, and it's because of what is awakening that's encoded within their DNA. There's something here. There's something here about like latent genes, genetic memory, genetic source, origin story. This could be a bit of starseed energy that's coming through here. This could be light codes as well, starting to come in here. This can even be like a total recall of what your mission was when you took on this corporeal shell, when you decided to come into this world. There are forces that want to oppose this awareness, this awakening. They want it to remain buried. They also want deeds of the past to remain buried. They do not want something to be discovered. But something that was buried is stirring. It cannot be controlled. It will surface. It will be illuminated. It will be illuminated with a harvest moon on the 7th in Pisces. It will stir the ghosts of regret. There could also be, this release could be around a ghost that has regret, that has not been able to pass on because they're kind of held in an in-between place, something that was not resolved within their lifetime, but they want you to resolve it. Maybe because you are kin, they feel like you can do it. This could very well be somebody who's already passed beyond the veil with death here. They need the transformation. They weren't able to go through the purification of the fire. So it's like they're held back from the rebirth cycle, because that's all that happens with the energy. It just transforms. It always endures, but energy can become sort of stagnant or held in place. Somebody is dealing with a situation like that. You need somebody who understands how to help the transition process to come in. And if you are not connected to anybody like that, you may be having these kind of gifts awakening within you. It's meant to. This might be a piece coming in that if you're experiencing mediumship, if this is something that's starting to come on board for you, it might be coming in because you need this like total recall of something within the bloodline. It's like a genetic memory, but it's also kind of like a genetic link to a certain energy pattern that's been held over a family bloodline. And in order for this to be lifted so that many can be freed, not only the ancestors, all those in the past, but also through you and future generations to come, you might need to get a little guidance, from the other side. There is definitely something that is coming in with that full moon in Pisces, the harvest moon, that's going to light this up. Bringing a close to this, clearing out this energy, lifting this, whatever this is. Some of you just did it. And you're wondering, like, what was that? Where is that coming from? It's a process that's already underway. There will be more. You got a lot of it, but there's more. There's more to clear here. On the other side, infinite possibilities. It'll be the end of what's been limiting expansion. It'll be the end of what has been causing, how do I want to put this? It's got themes of, the word I want to use is captivity. Feeling that someone outside of yourself has a hold of you, is able to inhibit some kind of limitation on you, restriction on you, feeling held back, feeling tied to things, unable to have freedom. This has something to do with healing something around captivity, but it's like a genetic memory. It's something that's coming through the bloodline. And that's why it frees so many. It also could just be somebody's energy has been held in place through some kind of soul contract for a long time too. Ooh, here comes the witch. There could be a little bit of this in play. But it says here that you are the earthly weaver of the world. So I do feel like this is you taking that elemental fire in your own hands that can act like the guiding light that ushers in the transition of the moth medicine, like a moth to a flame. You may even be drawing in the source of what is needing to go through this release and transmutation, because you now have the fire that can actually produce that result. It can free up the energy. You finally know how to do that in a way that's very balanced. Some of you may process it through your own body, like Green Mile style, you know. There is something here that you're clearing out, and it is something of a shadowy nature, but it brings about a complete transformation of your world, and it frees you and a lot of other people from some kind of captive state. Okay, and this could even be something, you know, alchemical that was set in motion that held one in a captive state, like kind of in a bardo state is what's coming through. I do feel like this is something that is being remembered, though. Like it's wisdom that's being remembered through your ancestral bloodline that you're activating here. You may wonder, how did I do that? It's just knowing what to do. It awakens very naturally. It's not something you find in a book. It's not something you find in a book. It's something that is remembered. One more round of this, and then I'm going to dive deeper into this. So I like this. It looks like you're freeing yourself from a controlling influence by actually being able to unveil what that controlling influence is. And it's like once that's illuminated, you remember how you need to handle the issue. And there might be a connecting point here too, with a loved one that's had some difficulty transitioning because they've been kind of held in a state. Maybe it's coming through as like care or concern. They've been feeling the need to be protective over someone. So you clearing this out, it gives them release. Helps them fully transition. That's for those who've had a loved one transition within the past 4 months, I'm hearing. Okay? Yeah, look at that. It'll bring them the joy of release. And it will also allow you to come back into the present here. Because as all of this old energy falls away, this is like entering a golden time of your life when so much is going to grow. And it's going to grow in you from the roots up. And what grows here, it gives you great joy. And it activates like some kind of legacy. Let me do a cut of the deck here. Cauldron, synergy and healing. It's bringing something into alignment here. And it's because you've become very wise about how to navigate the valley of the shadow. You know how to work with that material. You know how to handle tricky terrain. And you also know how to take in a bit of the poison to arrive at the cure and to be able to create that transmutation. It was 13:44 on the clock. 444. There's some powerful healing that's happening here. There's also a treasure of the Tuatha De Danann coming through, the Cauldron of Dagda. Some of you have Gaelic roots. The roots of Dagda are awakening for you. You're tapping those roots. It's going to bring you a lot of synergy. It's going to bring you a lot of joy. It's going to bring you a lot of healing. And it's something that helps you arrive at that elusive gold of the Tuatha De Danann. There can be a little bit of an initiatory process here. Let me get some tarot on this. Just get some more details. You think 10? Should get more details on it. I mean, this is the truth. Look at that. Wow. On the split, you got the High Priestess with the Ace of Swords. So this is that energy that came in with the transit with Venus, opposition Pluto, right? You got to go deep to get Frog Rock, the answer. You got to confront the self. Reminds me of that Peter Murphy song on the album Deep. That is such a good album, man. I think I need to listen to that album later. But it reminds me of that song, I'll Fall With Your Knife. There's a little bit of that in this. It's like knowing something hurts, knowing someone cuts, knowing someone wounds. But there's something here that you've transmuted. You've gone beyond your attachment to the pain of it. And instead, it's like you're getting the mana from the experience. And the mana is coming through transmuting that energy and actually recognizing that it's given you a certain kind of wisdom, also a little bit of wiliness to really be able to handle tricky situations, to navigate slippery slopes and challenging terrain. And this was very needed for you to be able to navigate the road ahead. You have a very special path of destiny that's opening up for you. Okay. I don't know, maybe whoever passed on that was coming through there, they'll know who this is by this, because this is how it came through, but it said, yeah, it's not for sissies. So whoever that, they might have used language like that. That might have been how they taught, you know? Don't be a sissy. That's how it came through. All right, so I always respect when I'm picking up an energy of somebody who passed on, you know. I don't censor them. I let them communicate how they want to communicate. That's how the energy's communicating. Very old school. Don't be a sissy. You know, it's very much like that kind of like walk it off sort of energy. They're saying you've gotten a little soft. Okay, I feel like that's being directed at a masculine. So I think this was a very strong, like, masculine figure. You've gotten a little soft. That's coming in for somebody. I feel like I need to get a specific message around that. Oh, it's coming in really strong. What is that about? Yeah, look. They're in the in-between place. Like they're not free. They feel held captive. Because they feel like you need to step in your strength and power so they don't have to be so protective over you. That's how it's coming through. What is this? Crossing energy. Yeah. They could have been like a father, grandfather. Looks like, you know, you were either their child or grandchild, or, you know, it feels like a familial relation. That's how it's coming through. Ooh, yeah. Sharp with the words. All business, man. Just gives it to you straight up. King of Swords. No mincing of words. Very direct. Could be Virgo, could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This person could have held some kind of rank. This could be somebody who worked in a legal field, or I'm almost picking up like kind of like general energy, or like maybe somebody, yeah, I got a hit on that. Maybe somebody was in the military, Air Force. Don't be a sissy. I'm hearing they could be like that even with the women. They expected more out of the women, like they were able to see the strength in women too. Like, okay. I mean, I have to respect that. Don't be a sissy. It applies. It applies to one and all. We're not gonna mince our words here at all. Yeah, Tower in reverse. Yeah. It's like saying stand in your power here, so there doesn't need to be a tower. You know what I'm saying? This is the tower of power that comes from like remembering who you are. Remember the stock you come from, man. That's what this person's saying. Are you really going to let it get to the crisis point? Because you won't do what you need to do here to enact a change. So this is very interesting because I feel like there's been a lot of energy that somebody just moved. But I also feel like there's this scenario here too. And somebody's needing to really find their power, like rise up in their power, take a strong action. Mm-hmm. This might be to walk away from something. Any more details you want to give to whoever that's for? I just heard the name Randall. It might speak to somebody. There might be like a connecting point there. Randall, Randy. Justice. Brings balance. Strong Libra energy. Let them fall. That's what I just heard. Let them fall. Let them fall, Justice. They have to find their own power in this situation. You can't heal them. That's what they're saying. You cannot heal them. That's an inside job. Anything else? This went on a little side quest here for a minute. This energy is really wanting to communicate to somebody. This is mediumship coming through here. This is somebody who is already on the other side here. They could have worked in a legal field or they held some like position of rank. Very strong masculine energy. I got like father or grandfather kind of energy here. Does not play. Very strong masculine energy. Wants you to remember the stock you come from. It comes from love. Got King of Cups here, okay? Water sign energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't delay taking this action. Especially in relation to a child, okay? Especially in relation to a child. You need to grab a hold of this real quick. And then on the other side there, we got the Four of Wands coming in with the Queen of Cups. You need to handle this swiftly. It's very important. It's very important. This needs to be balanced out. Absolutely. Soon. Don't hesitate on this. Once you deal with this matter, this tricky influence here, once you clear out what you need to clear out here, I got so much sentience around this, okay? You got to employ your strategy here. Be smart about it. There's happiness that's assured here. And there's also movement forward. It's a big blessing, all right? Big blessing. Could have something to do with mother. This could be a father who passed on. Is like, you need to do right by your mother. You need to do the right thing. Maybe wants to see you have a healing with your mother or create some kind of peace healing within the family, because how things have been, it's making it hard for this masculine force of nature is what's coming through. Very strong energy here to be able to cleanly move on the other side. You know, it's like they've been in a limbo space, bardo space, because they're being protective. They're still working overtime when they're supposed to be able to be at rest and like go through the rebirth cycle. Yeah, that's how it's coming through. Balance it out, man. Balance it out. Because I'm stuck here. I want to go away from here. Look at it. Balance it out. It's burden for me. I'm stuck here and I want to move away from this incarnation. I'm ready to go on my spiritual journey here where I get to just merge into the great beyond. And, maybe decide how I want to come back next. Maybe I'll come through, you know, as a grandchild for you and give you hell. Ten of Pentacles. We'll meet again. That's funny. Okay. Wow. Okay, that energy went in a whole other direction. But whoever this is may have recently cleared something. What's this? A car got left behind. Oh, wow. World completion. Success on the other side. The road opens. Victory. We got the fixed signs here, okay? Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus. Wow. Yeah. You want to pass go? You want to collect $500? You got to balance this out, man. That's what you're charged to do here. I see it. Let me do a cut of the deck. And then there's that beautiful healing. There's that beautiful celebration. There's that beautiful release. Ooh, look at that. Goes up to the Empress. How beautiful is that? Yeah, that's beautiful, gorgeous energy there. Right? That's healing. That's abundance. That's restoration. That's growth. That's creativity coming through. And this is also that masculine saying, yeah, I might come through as your grandchild. And I'm going to give you hell. You're holding it up. You always said you wish I was still here. Well, I could be, maybe in a different way than you expect. But you're holding up the show with your BS. You need to get a handle on it. Stop being a sissy. Take care of that. Ooh, this energy doesn't play. I like it, though. I like it. It's kind of a character. All right. Somebody wants you to get on with it. Do the right thing, man. Okay? For whoever that's for. Yeah, stop wasting your time on this garbage. Also, somebody may be worried about your physical health. Could be coming in really strongly for Aries. Like, let down your guard a little bit. Let people in. Stop, shutting yourself off from everybody. All right? Man, this energy really wants to take over. It really wants to take over. No man's an island. You got to let other people in. You got to let other people support you. You got to let your guard down a little bit. There's strength in that too. It's not always about, putting on a tough front, saying, I got it, I can handle it all. It's okay. It's okay to say, you know what, I need somebody to lean on too. That's okay. Is that it? Man, that energy had a lot to say. I hear we're good. We're good. Okay? So, this person probably communicates in that way. If it's for you, you'll know. You'll know that energy. A lot of sentience. Yeah, there's something interesting here where I feel like it's kind of like a dualistic message. Like somebody did something, you may not even be aware of it. For whoever really resonated with that energy that came on through, you may have just done something, you took some kind of action. You don't realize how much that just changed everything. Like something you did back there was good. It cleared something out of your path that is going to really transform your life. But it's just the start. There's more to do. And there are certain things that you have to open yourself up to in order to really get free of this energy, experience the liberation that's on offer. And you might be hesitant to do it. And you might also be telling yourself, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know the right action to take. Or you might rely on other people too much with the guru here. And it's like, no, you know what to do. You are you. You don't need them to tell you. You know, you don't need your loved one who passed on to still be here to tell you. Like, they instilled that in you. They want to see you do it. They want to see you cut yourself down from this position of feeling like you don't know what to do, you're helpless, you know, and instead get your sights focused on the transformation you want to see happen in your life. Shoot for success, shoot for happiness, you know. Nobody's going to cut you down. Nobody's going to save you here but yourself. You know, so stop playing around. Stop playing around and get to it. This person doesn't mince words. And they're still talking. It's funny. They said, we're good. No, but one more thing. We really done now? Okay. Yeah, we're done. Okay, we're done. Looks like there's like a transformation that is underway. I'm hearing to be prepared for something to come in with the full moon on the 7th. There's going to be the birth of something in your life that is going to have the mark of this all over it. Like, you're really going to understand, wow, I really did transform it. Nothing is ever going to be the same again. It's going to be like a new lease on life, okay? Now we're getting back into more of the collective energy and not just a message for, you know, one or a few out there. But that was interesting. And, you know, even if it's not your loved one, there may be like something there for you too. Yeah, I think it's like stop hiding your power and instead step into it, you know? Step into it and rise above the things, the excuses, you know, that have held you back here, because you're getting something lit. And I do feel like you're getting guidance that's coming in around it. It's like something that's awakening within you on more of a subtle level. It's like having total recall, just knowing how to clear an energy, knowing what needs to happen in order to heal. That could be physically, that could be emotionally, that could be healing an energetic problem in the home or in any area of your life where you feel like you're experiencing blockage or there's no flow. Something is really shifting here. All right, one more, and then we'll just do a shuffle, one round of these just to kind of cap off the message. Yeah, I think right now you're going to be in sort of like a mutable state. We are in mutable seasons. So I think you're going to be feeling like you're going through some shifts. You feel something happening. It feels unusual. You're going to start having some different sensations, some different impressions, some different experiences. I think there may be some of you that are onboarding some clairs. I mean, we all have the ability to tap into our clairsentience, our clairaudience, our clairvoyance, our clairalliance, you know. It's just latent. A lot of that can be just memory activated. Like, for example, the Aboriginal tribes, like, they didn't even need to use words. They didn't even need to communicate, you know, with words. You know, they could go beyond that. They could communicate telepathically with each other. It's this kind of energy. We got Chaos Mom here, so I feel like it's the birth of creativity coming through you, right? And it makes you feel like everything's getting a little mixed up, or it might feel a little chaotic as you're going through this. It's coming through as a mutation, but it's not negative. It's just coming into a more powerful form of yourself, because certain gifts, certain creative gifts you hold, certain empowerments you hold, certain magics you hold are ready to be activated. And you'll see yourself hitting the mark with something that gives you a lot of joy by the Hunter's full moon that comes in October. You're going to be celebrating something there, right? And this may be a target that normally it would be really hard to hit because, you know, it's really difficult to get your sights set in. But there's something you're clearing out here that has become too robotic, too mechanical. It's long past its expiration date, okay? You've been sitting here in two minds about this for a long time, making do with these half-price hot wings and this filthy mattress, and you've made it like a resting point when it should be a motivational point to do what you need to do to change this scenario, right? You're meant for more than sides, all right? And it is about, I got like feminine energy coming through really strong here, stepping into your power. And also it's coming through the feminine aspect, so the creative energy. You really need to harness at this time. Harness your power in that way, like build the creative power internally, because there's something you're building up here. It gives me, also, I have to tell you, for the masculines, it's like giving me the sense of like restrain from, you know, giving up your ojas there. Even if you are connecting intimately, some of you may be doing that. You may be retaining. If you do that, you're going to find it starts to build the ojas in your body, the nectar of life. You're going to start to feel like a new kind of power awaken in you. It will enhance your creative powers, your alchemical powers. There might be something here about like restraining from intimate connection at this time because you're wanting to really harness your own essence, and that this will be beneficial for you. For those who are feeling called to do that, you definitely are in harmony with what's up ahead here. Because I feel like there's something you're about to do. It's a big checkmate moment. And it's also a turning point in your life. But you're already underway with this. You already released something here with the toilet angel. Some of you will be physically releasing it. Like this energy that you've been holding in, it's going to be coming up and out. Or it's going to be coming down and out. You know, you're flushing this energy away. And it's clearing a lot out of your consciousness. It's just been collecting dust up there. So you can start having, you know, the synapses fire off and have some new thoughts about what's up ahead for you. And it's also getting you back into your heart space here. And it's awakening a new vision for you. But you are like clearing out some energy. I see Hunter's Moon is when you really aim in this new direction. You hit the mark. And it's like, let the good times roll. That's what I hear. Let those good times roll, because there is something really good coming in here for you. Okay? All right. Again, you know, no man is an island. Okay? It's time to like let down the defenses a bit. You know, this, it almost looks like the embodiment, right, of the Eight of Swords, only you're the one holding them. It's a different way to look at it. Look at that. You're holding the swords. Nobody's holding you captive. It's an excuse. It's an excuse to not own one's own actions and choices. Okay. Interesting. All right, one round of these and then we'll do a cut of the deck and we'll cap this off. But I do want to see anything else that wants to come in here just as guidance, a touchstone point. As we move through this waxing energy, this lunar cycle leading up to that harvest moon. Yeah, somebody really like kind of lives by this like woe is me philosophy. Oh, it's all working against me. I'm effed, you know? And that it really keeps them with like one foot in, one foot out. They have every excuse. It's always something outside of themselves, keeping them stuck, you know? But it's interesting, you know? They got the sword of truth right there, and it's coming right out of their creative center. Like, once you recognize that, no, you're the one who enacts your new beginnings in your life. It's up to you how you use your creative energy. It doesn't have anything to do with stuff you take on that keeps taking from you. I mean, if something's just taking and taking and taking from you, at some point there, you got to make a decision to transform it. So, you can move forward. Hmm. Yeah. I think you'll get it. Boy, there's just the Capricorn energy has been coming through so strong. Capricorn season is going to be real interesting this year, December or January. There's going to be some pretty strong actions taken at that time. Yeah, there's going to be some strong actions taken at that time. It's a crossing energy. We're not there yet. It's up ahead. And we're still not done clearing out this old energy here with the toilet angel, but this is what's coming in. I feel like there was already something major cleared here, but there's more to come, okay? There's more to come. It looks placid on the surface, but it's ready for all-out annihilation. Okay, something does need to be cleared out here. What's on the other side of clearing this out? See, it looks like it's something that sort of builds to, I'm hearing like a fever pitch. It feels like a fever dream. Interesting. Something about fever. Feverfew. What is feverfew for? So, feverfew is used for protection and purification. And a lot of times it's used in folk magic to carry on your person, especially when you are traveling in unfamiliar land and you don't know what you will encounter. It protects you when you're traveling through unfamiliar territory or if you are encountering unfamiliar energies. And it's also used to ward around a household. So you can put feverfew at entryways, or you can plant it around the perimeter of your home, and it will keep unwanted adverse energies from affecting the home, affecting the household and its inhabitants. So I found that really, really fascinating with the whole general tone of the download that came in here, because it's used for those purposes to lift energies that do have some kind of almost deteriorating effect on a home, on one's well-being, one's personal vitality, and it can bring about a lot of restoration. It's also fascinating to me that it is a plant that is connected to Venus. It is used traditionally in alchemy work to lift bindings. So that piece came in too about captivity. So there could be a little clue there. I did want to include that bit. I felt that it had merit. It's some parasitic influence here. I'm going to have to check out the medicine behind feverfew because I feel like there's a direct correlation here. The parasitic fruit. You're still courted into this. It's temptation that keeps you there, right? But it's blocking your pathways of creativity. It's well overdue to release this with urinal death, all right? Let me do a cut of the deck here, see what we got. The provider. The provider. It's really interesting. It's kind of going back to that message in the beginning with the energy that came through. And even if that's not your loved one, I do feel like it's almost serving as an example of the kind of energy that's playing out here. Like there's something that you are responsible for. And it could even be like a very young part of you that you need to support and stepping up into your power that's still holding on to conditioning from the past. And you could have grown up in an environment where you didn't feel supported, where you didn't feel like you were in your power, where you felt like you were very restricted, or you had to fall in line. You had to be the good little girl or the good little boy, or you were in a household where children were to be seen but not heard, this kind of energy. And there is something here where you need to step up to the plate and understand that this is healing like only you can do for yourself. And if you did feel like I was tapping into a masculine, a provider, your father, your grandfather, very strong masculine figure. I mean, it could be a single mother too. If you had a father that was MIA, and your mother had to play both roles, it could be that too, right? There's something here I feel that's coming through. It's a bit of like a generational patterning, and it's something that you're needing to resolve. And it does have roots to your childhood here. And there is like this ancestral energy that's present that's saying they've been looking out for you, but they also need the freedom to be able to move forward. And it's one of those things where it's like you're being charged to be the break in this link of these chains that have held you in place and your bloodline in place for a long time, just due to inherited BS, inherited conditioning about the way things are. And I don't know, there's a lot coming through here too, around gender roles. Like, a man is like this is what a man does, this is a woman's place, like this kind of energy too. And there's something there that's about calling out the elephant in the room and doing what needs to be done to provide for that young part of yourself that you really do need to reclaim, and let that part of you be lifted up so you can truly step into your gifts. Because I almost feel like there was a gift in you from a very young age that got just totally squashed because of this crap. And it needs to be lifted because it is part of your legacy, but it's also part of a deep healing that happens generationally here. And some of you are really connected to a loved one, a father, a grandfather, who fit that description, who passed on, that's really saying, you're ready. You're ready. You may feel like you're always going to need me to be there to guide you, but you're ready. You're ready, and it's time for you to step up into this position, and you got what it takes. And it's also saying, beyond that, there's some beautiful new beginning that is coming in here, and something that's going to fill your heart again, and something that's going to make you feel joy again. And it's up to you to step into who you are now, the you that is actually ready to receive that and let that in. Yeah. Aunt Brenda ringing that bell, schooling you a little bit, it has something to do with, something that's controlled you for too long. It's become very repetitive here. And it's time to get a bigger slice of life here and look at things in a brand new way. I think I want to cap it off with one more card here from the Halloween Oracle, just to get a message coming in here about what's on the other side of this transformation once this process is complete. On the other side of this portal, on the other side of the harvest moon in Pisces, What is the landscape going to look like for the collective at that point? This energy that's being cleared out here that's already underway. Look at that. Comes through your bloodline, comes through their love, the awakening of hidden talents, gifts that you hold. Cardinals may be coming through for you as a sign that your loved ones are there. Yeah. Maybe even something in relation to a song that you hear at night, a song that you used to hear playing in your home when you were growing up. That's coming through as a sign of protections, coming through as a synchronicity for you, that you're watched over and that the transformation has taken place. Could be a Sagittarian energy connected to that, but you're protected here. Your loved ones, your ancestors, they love you and they protect you. And you're coming to the end of a very dark time in your life. And their love is here to support you. So there might be something about that. Like you might be driving late at night and a song comes on in the radio that you haven't heard forever. The last time you heard it was, you know, when your father or your grandfather was playing it, you know, playing it in the house. And it might like awaken some kind of like total recall, some memory for you. And there might be a little key within that memory. Also cardinals. When you see cardinals come around, they are signs of, you know, a little love being sent to you from beyond the veil. It's also a sign that joy is about to enter your life. So pay attention because there's beautiful things happening here. Okay. Yeah, look at this. You're getting to the other side of some sticky situation and you are ready to build new community and you're about to weave a whole new world into being, and there's a lot of light building up ahead. So you're getting through some old sticky energy. You're clearing out a lot of old energy and you're disrupting this pattern, and it's leading you to the other side. Okay, we know on the other side of death, what comes but rebirth here. And oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. Happiness in your heart and your home. And there's protection here. There's warding. So I love this. This is a beautiful message coming in. Let's go ahead and do a cut of the deck. So that's what you're preparing to do. There's some big release here. And it's also for whoever that was coming through for, with the loved one who had passed on that came through so strongly. It also allows them to go through their transformation as well. Right? Well, look at beautiful synergy and healing. All right? And yes, there may be risk involved. But when you risk for the right things, the things that are aligned with your heart, there's nothing but reward. And this is the time to know the difference. The time to know the difference between what really nourishes your soul, what feeds your heart, and what is nothing but a temptation that leads you off the path. You have the strength. You have the strength to transform these patterns from the past and bring about this beautiful synergy, balance, and healing in your life. And I do feel like there is something magical that's happening in your heart space. And it may come down to the 11th hour, but there is magic brewing here. And with the clock about to strike midnight, it does make me think of the 12th house, and it does make me think of that harvest moon. So what you may not realize is on the eve of that full harvest moon in Pisces on the 7th, what is going to come in here is the very stuff that is rooted deep within your DNA. And it is the most magical hour of all. And it's something that you take a risk for it. And you may be fearful about it initially, but it ends up being something that brings a lot of sweetness to your heart, frees you from a holding pattern, and exactly the change that you've been needing for a long time. Because you're getting beyond a draining influence here by exercising your emotional intelligence. You're recognizing what cups only bring temptation, but eventually do not nourish you. They only take from you. And that is very much a harvest moon behind that character here. So there's something coming to a culmination point there. But whatever you arrive at here, it aligns you with an eternal love and something that's deeply rooted in you and something that ultimately will stand the test of time. And look at that right behind that. And it brings you not only release from the old energy pattern, the old cycle, but it brings you a tremendous amount of joy as you just bask in all the beauty that will be in your present. The present is a gift, you know.